You know who needs 100 amazing job search tips and advice? You do, and they're a gift to you from me. You'll get these free resources when you register for Break the Six-Figure Salary Barrier, Master Your Executive Job Search, a free training webinar for you. Visit 5strengths.com/webinar to register now. That's 5strengths.com/webinar. It's for smart executives like you who are ready to take the next giant step in their careers. Now on to the show. Hello and welcome to the Job Search Podcast. I'm Amy L. Adler, and if you've been listening along for the last few episodes, you'll know that I have been telling you about a simple research plan for the executive who wants a successful job search. And you've probably listened to episodes 1 through 3 of this series. And today I'm going to do episode 4, which is start looking at the right position. So you've been looking at companies and industries and your own skill set. Now we're focusing down on the right positions. So probably if you've been going through these exercises, you've been spending a lot of time learning about the type of work you find fulfilling, the type of industry in which you want to do it, and broadly speaking, a list of jobs that might make sense for you. Now you need to get super specific so that you can get to the part of this process that involves applying for the best positions. So your plan for this phase of your job search involves a 3-point strategy. So point number 1, learn more about the specific role you want to play by learning about the needs of the companies you've targeted. So start by looking at their blogs and their public relations efforts and news reports about the companies that you're looking at, learn about their pain points, and start to develop a narrative about your own history that directly explains how you can serve these companies to improve their situations. Let's make up an example. Let's say you're a CFO, a chief financial officer, and your target company is expanding. You might talk about the ways you can improve daily cash flow to support this rapid growth. If you're a real estate analyst, you might be talking about your experience in site selection. If you're a vice president of sales and marketing, you might speak to a company's need to grow business steadily so that the infrastructure can manage the growth well. See, these types of stories become beginning, middle, and end of things that you know how to do and areas in which you've been successful. So the next part of this is to identify the specific opportunities within those organizations through which you can address those needs. Perhaps you're looking on the company website or in one of the major job search engines. Maybe you're looking on their social media, their Facebook page, LinkedIn company profile, and even potentially Craigslist. I know that sounds a little bit odd for somebody seeking an executive role, but you never know what you're going to find, and it's an easy search to do. In any case, wherever you are looking, keep a record of what you learn so that you can follow and review the story. Point number 2, speak more deeply and broadly and specifically to your network about available positions. You likely know someone or know someone who knows someone who knows someone who works for one of these target companies. If you aren't sure that you do, go back to LinkedIn and build the relationships or research the relationships and then build them. That will get you closer to the hiring executive. Once you have these key connections, if you can talk to the hiring team, that would be great. But if you talk to other people within the organization, again, building that advocacy that is so critical to a good job search, you're subscribing to the theory that people hire people, so that these relationships that you're building early on will absolutely support your application for the roles that you want down the road. So remember, dig your well before you're thirsty. Start looking at these relationships now, or where these relationships don't exist now, and make sure that they are solid. Point number 3, develop a career portfolio that speaks to these positions directly, compelling your audience to understand the specific and unique value that you will deliver to them now. So that means you need to construct a resume, a LinkedIn profile, a cover letter, maybe an executive bio, some other pieces of your portfolio that go with that speak directly to the types of roles you are targeting. And of course, that is where I come in, and if you need that kind of help, you know who to come to. Generally speaking, that executive resume should target a category of positions within a particular industry, so that your executive resume appeals to all of them, and if you're doing any tweaking at all, you will find that to be extremely minimal. And if you're finding that the tweaking takes a longer period of time and it's no longer tweaking, then you're probably not applying for the right position. In any case, knowing that your resume is targeted is going to help you get the interviews that you want. And a resume that is targeted to something else is not likely to have the impact that you expect. It's not likely to compel a hiring executive to reach out to you because they simply won't understand what you're doing there. So if you put all these pieces in alignment and you have a good story to tell and a good sense of who your audience is, those pieces should fit together quite nicely. And your audience should understand that their next step is to pick up the phone and call you. I hope at this point that you have a solid understanding of the positions that are right for you and that are likely to be available, both of which are important. And the knowledge that the right network will help you get an insider's connection to the hiring executive. And by the way, as I was saying in a prior episode, that might be through a recruiter. Your executive career portfolio, so your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and all the other pieces, should address your career history, all the things that you've done, all the things you're good at, your accomplishments, in light of this future hiring executive's needs. So yes, it's a circular argument. You have to know what they want, then give it to them. But based on what you can do, you should know what they want because you've been giving it to them all along. So know that that's a circular argument, but that is how it works. And if that sounds confusing or frustrating, then pick up the phone right now and call me 801-810-5627. Stay tuned for episode 5 in this series. Because we're going to be talking about how to apply for these roles and some tips and tricks for getting your resume in front of your future hiring executive quickly and efficiently. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Amy L. Adler. You can find me at fivestrengths.com. That's FIVESTRENGTHS.com. Thanks so much.